we can get straight into it. What I'm doing today is I will show you, hopefully, how to put double D in head unit in a Captiva. Mine is from 2007. It's a CX series with the all-wheel drive. And yeah, what we need for it, or what I got for it, is the installation kit from head unit install kit from Air Pro. Best thing is I didn't find any instructions for it. It didn't come with any instructions. Couldn't find any online. So let's see what it's gonna do. What's gonna be. So we've got one thing. What we've got in the box is the adapter for just a wiring adapter for the head unit from the standard 2 plugs. We'll see. Then the installation frame to fit it in the spot where the radio is at the moment, to make it look neat and tight. Some more wiring kit or whatever at the back for steering control and radio aerial and stuff. Then that's probably the more important part. Then the metal frame for that whole thing with screws and everything together. So yeah, I'm a bit excited about the whole thing, and I hope I can make that work. But as I said, I couldn't find any instructions online, not on their homepage or anything anywhere. I think that's a standard wiring kit for the radio, which we probably won't need or so, I think. A remote for the head unit, which I won't use. I don't think that it's necessary, and unless you want to annoy the driver or something and change songs all the time. Then we've got USB cables, USB cable extensions for the head unit, which I probably won't use either. Of course, what for? Might fit them in later or something, we'll see. Then installation frame for the head unit, which I think we don't need because we already got one with the other kit. More important, the microphone. Good head units have a separate microphone and not a built-in microphone for better sound, for better phone calls. Then I think this one was the DAB aerial or something. We'll figure that out later. Use the manual instructions together. Another aerial or something. And the head unit itself, I got for myself something very, very fancy. That's probably the most important head unit I ever bought. The last one I put into my ute, that was a Pioneer 420 BT or something, AVH 420 or something BT or so. And that's here. Real fancy. The Kenwood DDX 9020 DABS with DVD player, and more importantly for me, it's still a DVD player or something in it, and CD player, because I'm a little bit old school. I like to have just the opportunity and the chance to use a CD or DVD if I want to. Probably won't do it too often or so, because nowadays you can just transform your CD into MP3 plus files and put on your phone and then play it from there. Especially with that unit, it's got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, even USB mirroring. So quite a fancy thing. It's Kenwood. I usually go for Pioneer, but this one got recommended to me. It's the best, or top of the range so far. So yeah, that is what comes in the box and how it is. So let's get to the car and get started to remove the covers and all those sort of things. Alright, what I've got to do for that, to put the head unit in, so because I will replace this standard head unit, just because it's not very convenient. The freehand quality isn't very good, and to connect it is a bit difficult, and it's because it's more like it's like a normal radio with free hands. In addition, which is not aftermarket, it's original Holden, but it's just doesn't work very properly. And the problem is when you connect a phone and play music, you can't change anything. You can't switch back to radio, you can't change the sound settings or anything. You can only adjust the volume, and that's it. You can't skip songs or anything. So it's another reason why I wanted to change it. And I recently played a little bit around with Apple CarPlay. I thought, I wouldn't need it. It's just a fancy thing that is not very necessary. But then I started playing around with it a little bit in a friend's car, and I was just like, wow, that's actually really cool. It's quite handy. Maybe I should go another step into the future with a little bit more technology and fancy stuff. So that's why I'm going to do this. So we have to get the head unit out. We have to remove this those side covers. Apparently there are, I think, 4 clips up here and 1 or 2 down here. And I'll try not to break it or anything. This will be the most interesting part. I don't know. You might have the same problem. So anyways, let's get into this and try to clip it out. I will start from the bottom and then trying to work my way up, because it's usually easier to start, you know, where it's not so much attached or so. On this end, at the thinner parts. The difficult part is also that it's quite cold here. Got freezing cold over the last week or something. Just makes the whole plastic a little bit harder. I haven't got any plastic tools or anything to prevent us from scratching or putting dents into the whole thing, but I hope that I'm gentle enough to not put any scratches or anything in. I've got the dash mat here as well. It should hopefully I've got the side covers off. There was a little bit of a fight. That wasn't very nice. Could have been made a little bit better, maybe. Oops. But beside that, it's all off. So all we've got to do is taking those 4 screws out, and then the head unit should come out, and then we can unplug it and then go from there. Okay, we've got the area cable here. I already pulled that one out, and that just needs to be pulled out. That's all right. And then we've got that main plug here. Sorry, it's got those little plastic safety clips, so they just need to get pulled out. And then they've got the top clip on top of it, the plastic one, and then just comes out. Okay, next thing we got to do is to remove that side pillar so that we can run the wires down on the side to the head unit. And yeah, we clip that out where the airbag sign is on, taking the screw out. I've done that before because I put a little bit of insulation underneath the ceiling, so I had to remove the side pillars and a couple of other things to do so. So and that one just clips out here, and that's it. And then we can just run the wires down here, same as the original. Microphone from Holden is already running down here. I will remove that one, I think, because I won't need it anymore. Here. And then, I don't know, trying to put it down there on the side or something. I'll probably hide it somewhere underneath the side stuff, so underneath the covers, but that's something for later. So let's go for, I don't know, the microphone, I suppose. Microphone will be the easiest part, so maybe we go for the, what is the other aerial? GPS, no, it's called the EAB aerial. I've got the instructions here. It says we're installing the antenna on the right. I have to go 150 mil from the top, and with the bottom part 30 mil from the side, apparently. So I guess I will grab quick my tape measure and then measure the 150 down and the 30 to the side, and then try to stick that whole aerial on, and then we just, I don't know, go from there. What I have done now is, because I have to go 150 mil down from the black edge, you can't really see it, hey, from the window, so from where the area runs around the window, the ceramic thing, and then 30 mil from the black edge from the right hand side we have to go in. So this is the aerial for DAB, and it needs to go on, hang on, oh, like that. I think I have to cut it out a little bit. So that's how it has to go on. So let's do that. And we have to wipe it with alcohol before or something. We've got an alcohol prep before, so we have to wipe it with this one and then go from there. What we have to do now is, of course, we have to wire the whole thing up. So we've got the original cable in here somewhere. It's gotta be this one here. This one here. With those two plugs. Then what we need now is the separate wiring harness or whatever that's called. So we've got those standard plugs here and the other ones here. And now we just plug those original Holden ones in. Push that little blue plastic clip that we've taken off before back in, safety clip. So that one goes into our special adapter. 1 and 2. The manual said yellow with yellow and red with red. So that's ignition and that's permanent. So we leave it that way. And reverse VHS, we don't need those plugs, I think. But what we need now is the head unit, I suppose. We need the, where is it? Here. That adapter for the aerial, for the antenna. Of where's that? That's the here. For the original plug. It's screwed in, and just gets pushed in. So now we've got a lot of cables to connect. Key 1, 2, 3, 4. We have to grab the manual quick about that wiring. Because that is for a remote control, I think, for the steering wheel. I have to take it out of this adapter, I suppose. And plug this one back in. So that's connected, remote control. Yes. Cool. So that's all connected, so I suppose we can plug it all in, which means once more we need the head unit. So we plug that big plug in. That fits. And then the radio antenna, where is it? Here. Radio antenna. That's a lot of cable salad. I hope I can fit all those cables back in there. So then this one here is the microphone for the hands-free call, the check. There would be microphone, and then we've got this one here for the DAB, digital radio, which has to be connected on the DAB plug up here. Cool. And now I think it's time to fire that whole thing up. Alright, ignition on. Turn the heater off. Oh, when it starts up, that's a good sign. Language. British English. No, Aussie English. Ah. Yeah, no, Aussie English. Okay, we keep that. Clock. What time? 12 hours. GPS sync. Oh, that sounds actually good. But we're not in Sydney. We are in Perth. Where is it? Seoul. Perth. Alright. Go back. I don't know. Finish. Cool. Yeah, it's not quite 8 AM. Guess I have to change that. But it works, so remote control, power off. Doesn't do anything. You can hear something. Maybe I have to act. That works. Digital radio. Radio seek. The remote buttons on the steering wheel are working, so okay. That's all working, that's good. So let's turn it off. And then let's put it in. Right guys, as you can see, the radio is in. I didn't film it because it was just, you know, if you got that far with taking the whole thing apart, I decided it's not that necessary to put everything back together. And the cables are all in there. Was a bit tight, but it's alright, and I was able to, from underneath here, to reach it, so to pull the cable a bit through, and before I put it in, I also put the cable a bit to the side, so make it a bit easier. Then just push the whole radio in, put this plastic frame around to give it a smooth end, smooth finish, sorry. But what I needed to do is, for the whole thing, so that I can use Apple CarPlay, I don't know why, maybe because of the GPS or so, I need to put the GPS antenna in. So what I did, I've got the dash mat here, so I've taken the dash mat off, and there's this mesh insert in it with the, I think it's a sun sensor or something, or temperature sensor up there. So I've taken that one out. Then the GPS area antenna, there's this sun sensor or something, temperature sensor, and this mesh underneath the dash mat. So I've taken that one out, then glued or put with there's a double-sided sticky tape already on it, double-sided tape on the GPS antenna, and even on the on this magnetic metal plate. So I've put the metal plate in the center, then put the antenna on top of it, GPS antenna. Put everything back together. I was thinking about to drill a hole through something, but I decided to leave it a bit more original, and stuff. So, and then just ran the cable all the way along here. Oops, there's my phone. And my quad lock. So, ran the cable all the way along here. Put it through this corner here. And then just down here on the side. Here, just took the rubber seal off like that. Put the cable through in behind, and then took that plate off because it was easier. So it's just one screw behind here, and then you can just pull the whole thing out. There are clips on it, and put the cable all the way through here, and then there's a big hole in the back where you can reach the radio. And just plugged it in, put everything back together, and it's now working perfectly fine. I've got my Apple CarPlay here, so that's good. and the whole thing is working. I can use my remote controls on the steering wheel. And yeah, I hope you liked the video. I hope I answered maybe some questions or so. What I am, and yeah, I don't know, just if you've got any additional questions, just put them down in the comment section and I will answer them. And beside that, I think we are done. I hope I haven't forgotten about anything. It's all together, it's all working fine. Maybe to show it at the end, that's up here. The light isn't very good, hey. I've got the microphone up here, and right underneath that DAB, digital radio antenna here. Maybe now that I put it on, I might decide to put it on the other side, on the passenger side here, a little bit more out of the way. But I also combine it with a microphone together, so it's now one section up here with everything on it. The GPS antenna up here, and yeah, I thought maybe that would be probably the best way to do it, get a little bit out of sight or so. And now I think I can't wait to go on my next test drive, maybe to Perth or something, in a week or two, and then see how everything is going. But so far I'm quite happy.